Good morning and welcome to Business Africa Live on BTA. My name is Benjamin Afre and I'll be your host this morning. BTA has always had the aim of promoting business, across the African continent, especially trade among the African countries. This morning, I want to take a look at something that is going to be very significant, because of the work that is being done and the fact that we believe that should all the government push as is going on, and we should see a much more bigger, a much more stronger African Union than what we've seen over the years. We are talking about West African integration of the stock markets. Currently, 8 countries are involved, but we believe that with time, other countries will come along. To do a discussion with me this morning is somebody who is key, up there in the technical group working on this initiative. And we believe that he's going to give us what we need, both as investors and people who are interested in the market. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll go into our discussions.
The tourism industry in Ghana is reported to be the 4th highest foreign exchange earner on our GDP list. We will find out what the impact, the identification, development and promotion of tourist sites in the local vicinities where they are located. We also want to talk to the various chiefs and opinion leaders in these communities to assess whether tourism is making a positive or negative impact on the lives of the local people. This is Tourism TV, fact-finding program that seeks to investigate the existing and potential tourist sites. Join me, Ralph Aite, this and every Friday on this wonderful expedition to find out what tourism is all about in Ghana.
What is the West African capital market integration? That is what we want to discuss this morning. To do the discussion with me is Mr. David Tete, the Chief Executive of Carl Brokers, and one who has all the knowledge, in my opinion, on what is going on. David, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Ben. Thanks for having me. Good to see you too.
So what is the West African capital market integration all about?
Okay, I'm sure we've heard several times that West Africa has tried to have one currency, has tried to have one single market. We've tried to promote intra-regional trade amongst ourselves. Several initiatives have happened in the past. So this particular initiative is meant to bring all the capital markets in West Africa together. Okay. So we have the Nigerian Stock Exchange, the Ghana Stock Exchange, and the BRVM, which is the Francophone West Africa, which is already an integrated market because there are 8 countries on that market. So this particular initiative, which we call WACMIC, the West African Capital Market Integration, is meant to bring these 3 markets together to form one single market, one single capital market across the region.
So does it mean that we are going to dissolve all the capital markets in each of these countries and form one? Is that what it means?
Ideally we could say we want to dissolve all of them, but it won't work that way. There are sovereign nations involved, and so it is a long road ahead. Ultimately, yes, we would like to have one market, but there are several steps that we will need to take along the way. But integration doesn't mean dissolving all the markets. We have chosen a model where each market can still exist, but then we can still trade and recognize each other, yes.
Is it really important?
It is.
Shouldn't we just be Ghana Stock Exchange, Nigeria Stock Exchange, the BRVM countries have their own? Shouldn't we just stand as...
Well, it is very, very significant. If you look at the Ghana Stock Exchange, last year trading was about $700,000 a day. The Nigerian stock market would have $26 million a day. The BRVM had about $500,000 a day. And now these are 3 separate markets. Now if we put these 3 markets together and investors are trading these equities across the region, we expect that we should easily cross $35 million a day across these markets. So the sum of the parts always generate a lot more than the individual parts as they stand on their own, yes. So there's a lot of synergies to be derived from putting the markets together. Can you imagine as a local Ghanaian company, if you want to raise money, you don't need to look at just Ghanaian investors. Your local market, that will then include Ghana, Nigeria, and the 8 Francophone African countries.
You have a much bigger pool.
You have a much bigger pool of investors to choose from. Yes.
I see.
So these are all benefits that will accrue to us if we decide to put our markets together.
To form
Yes.
one. How would you describe, the capital markets in Africa as a whole? In general, what would be your description?
They are all frontier markets. They are not fully developed yet. They are very much in the early stages because of efficiency and other issues. So they are termed frontier markets. There's a lot we need to do as to move from frontier to even get to emerging markets and then become developed markets. Now the trend all over the world is for markets not to stand alone. You hear NICE Euronext, New York Stock Exchange merging with acquiring Euronext. They've acquired the London Stock Exchange, LSE, CCH. There are mergers all over the world. So exchanges are actually moving towards consolidations. Okay, so if you go to Europe, you will find there's individual stock exchanges in Belgium, in Germany, in France, but it's really just one regional market. You can trade across the region seamlessly. So the trend across stock exchanges globally is consolidation. You have markets consolidating and coming together, to form one single entity. So that's the trend. And so African markets will definitely have to follow the global trends of capital market development now.
So let's come down a bit. What are some of the challenges that calls for the integration of our markets?
Well, we've been standing alone for a long time. If the Ghana Stock Exchange, for example, needs to invest in technology that will give us speed and will reduce the latency and others, it calls for a lot of investments. It's the same problem with the Nigerian Stock Exchange or with the BRVM. We have issues of spending to be able to reach developed market status. But if we come together as one market and we spend on one system, one infrastructure, develop one set of rules, we can reach the developed markets faster than if we try to do it individually.